On today's show, we're going to try and figure out if a speaker swap can save my amp from the chopping block. Welcome back to the show, guys. Well, I'm sure many of you out there have been through this dilemma where you really like an amplifier, but there's just something about the sound that is not ideal, and I'm sure that many of you have gone through the trouble of doing speaker swaps to try and save an amplifier. Today we're doing exactly that. We're gonna see if we can actually save my Fender Supersonic 22 from ending up on the chopping block. You guys know I really like the amplifier for the features that it has. It's a great versatile amplifier. Many of you out there probably own one yourself, but I always felt that the stock speaker that comes with it was a little lackluster. And the speaker that I'm talking about is this Fender Special Design speaker that is made by Emenance. This comes standard in those amps, and some of you love them and some of you really don't. I fall into the latter half of that equation. I've always felt that a speaker upgrade might be able to bring some additional luster back into that amplifier, and today I'm gonna try and see if one last speaker swap might do the trick. So you're probably wondering what speaker I'd like to put in the amplifier today to try out, and it's actually a really nice speaker made by Weber. It's a Weber 12A150 Alnico speaker, and the difference there is the magnet. Most of the speakers that you see stock come with these big ceramic magnets. The Weber has an Alnico magnet, which gives it a little bit of a different push. Let's put it that way. What was the catalyst to all of this? Well, it actually happened by accident. I was playing my amplifier, the Supersonic, which I hadn't done in quite a while. It's been gathering dust in the corner. And I actually said, why not try putting it through the cabinet with the Jensen speaker that is going to end up being the cabinet for the amplifier that I'm building to be the beautiful Princeton reverb. So I figured, why not? Give it a shot. It's a totally different speaker. It's a 10-inch Jensen, but I figured let's just go for some giggles and see what happens. Well, I put in that speaker and I actually liked the flavor of the Jensen speaker. It was being pushed hard by the Les Paul style guitar I was playing with humbuckers at the time, which was my Tokai. So it was having a little bit of trouble, you know, sticking together. It was starting to get a little bit flubby there. Pushing that type of speaker with humbuckers as well as a pretty powerful amplifier like the Supersonic, I was not surprised. But that's neither here nor there. The point being that I liked the flavor, so I started looking for some Jensen speakers. I figured, what the heck, maybe, you know, I've tried a whole bunch of other speakers in that amplifier, including warehouse guitar speakers, Mojo Tone speakers, as well as an Alessandro speaker that I tried and kept in there for quite a while. And then I actually returned back to the stock speaker because I figured I might end up selling the amplifier. You know, I just been through so much trying to get that tone that I was looking for that maybe it's just not the amplifier for me. I decided to give it one last try and maybe try a Jensen. So I looked on the used market in my area, and unfortunately I didn't find anything in the Jensen flavor that was available on the used market, and I didn't feel like ordering one. Everything seems to be out of stock these days, and honestly I didn't feel like waiting. As luck may have it, I actually looked again today on the used market, and these Weber speakers popped up, and I actually learned that those speakers were quite coveted for that vintage Jensen tone that you were getting from the older Jensen speakers that you can't really get today anymore. They're kind of a clone of the older classic vintage speakers. So I figured, what the heck, why not put my money where my mouth is, try and see how they fit with the amplifier. Maybe they'll work, maybe they won't, but it's worth a shot. These particular speakers have a tendency to be sweeter. They're definitely loud. I can vouch for that. But they do have a smoother breakup, which is actually something that I'm looking for in the Supersonic, because I do feel that with the stock speaker, the breakup with the dirty channel is a little bit harsh. And so I want to keep the tight bottom end that I like. And Jensen speakers tend to get flubby when you push them a little bit too hard. So the question today is whether or not there's going to be a big difference in this speaker and how it's going to hang with the Supersonic. Now, in order to do this effectively and to give you a good representation, I have to play exactly the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little lick through a looper pedal, and then I'm going to play exactly the same thing in all three speakers in the clean and dirty channel of the amplifier. I'm going to mic it all up with a ribbon microphone, and we're going to try and get a decent representation of the sound. Now, that being said, I am not a sound engineer, guys, and I do have trouble reproducing the sound I'm hearing in the studio, but I'm going to try my best and we'll see how it turns out. Let me grab my guitar so I can play something for you through the stock speaker. We'll begin with that, and then at the end of the sequence, hopefully you can choose a winner out of the three and let me know which one you prefer. So what you just heard was the Fender Special Design speaker that comes standard with the Supersonic when you buy it. Let's listen to the 10-inch Jensen next. This Jensen speaker is made in Italy. It is a 10-inch speaker, special design. Being a smaller speaker with a smaller ceramic magnet, it definitely has a different flavor. I'm sure you can hear that in the sound samples. Now, I'm not doing a shootout between the 10-inch and the 12-inch. I just wanted to make you hear the differences in there. Some people think there is a huge difference. You can definitely hear it when it's pushed a little bit harder, tends to get a little bit more flabby, doesn't handle as the power as well. But in these Princetons, they work really, really well. So I'm looking forward to actually hearing it with the Princeton circuit. All right, so it's time to actually install the Weber speaker into the cabinet so that we can actually hear it. It's the last one, but not the least. Hopefully the best one out of the bunch. We'll see. Let's put it in and listen to what it could do. I'm telling you guys, it might not come through on the sound samples that you're listening to at home, but I was playing this thing at about 2, which doesn't seem to be loud, but it is extremely loud in this room. To be honest with you, the Supersonic only starts breathing a little bit better at about 4, and I was playing it at that volume off camera, and it really does shine when you actually open it up a little bit and give it room to breathe. So I want to get your opinion on all of the speakers you heard today. Let me know which one you actually prefer. If there is a preference out of the 3, let me know. I definitely like one the best, but I'm going to reserve my opinion on that because I want to hear your comments. I'll give you my opinion on the live show that's coming up this Sunday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll talk about it, and I'll give you my opinion at that point. And it'll give me an opportunity to actually play the speaker a little bit more, try it with different things, including different guitars, and see what it can do. You really need to have a little bit of time with a speaker before you can really understand how to use it and how to dial it in correctly. And I want to definitely take the time to learn that before I make a final decision. But I'm hoping that the Weber will entice me to stick with the Supersonic a little bit longer because it is a fantastic amplifier. So guys, please let me know what you think in the comments below. Just tell me which one you prefer. I have timestamps there for you guys so you can actually switch between all of the different sound samples without all of the blah blah in between, and you can actually A/B them that way a little bit easier just by clicking on those timestamps. It will make the whole thing easier for you guys. Ultimately, I don't think there's one magic speaker that will work in all scenarios. I think really you have to find the match for the style of music, the amplifier you're playing for, and the tone that you're after in your head. And hopefully you can find the magic combination one day. I know we're all searching for that, but maybe some of you are luckier than others and have already found that magic combination. I'm gonna keep searching, guys, till I do. I hope you appreciate the hearing loss that I'm subjecting myself to, all in the name of tone for you guys. I hope you appreciate the show. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to tune in on Sundays for the live shows. I'll be here. Hope you will too. See you soon.